Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are just on the road now on our road trip and we've just left, well, we're just at Tubalgum now, so we're leaving the Northern Rivers now and on our way to Coffs Harbour just for a bit of a break. So we might just stop off at the Big Banana there and have a coffee also and maybe get a chocolate coated banana if they still sell them there. And then we're going to make our way to Southwest Rocks today. So we're on our way to Sydney from Queensland, so it's going to be a long trip. But I'll take you along with us and show you what we get up to.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Afternoon, we lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The best we ever had. It will stay on forever.
So we had a great time at the Big Banana and watched them make the lollies and all that sort of thing, the boiled lollies. We bought a few things as well, probably more than what we should have, seeing it's our first day on this trip. But the kids had a great time. The ape there, or the monkey that's there, he got that from his nan's house as well. So we're making our way to Nambucca Heads. It was a lot longer than what we thought. We left pretty early from the Northern Rivers, and I was actually amazed at how long it actually took us to get there off the highway. I thought it was a lot quicker, especially after we've been doing long drives. But I really wanted to see what Southwest Rocks was like. Like, there's a few places on the way to Sydney we haven't seen, but there's not many. Like, really, the only thing we really haven't done is stay at Newcastle for a night. But we've basically seen everything else. I haven't really been to the Central Coast much, which I would have liked to have done maybe on our next trip. But be prepared if you're going to go to Southwest Rocks. It is probably around about a 15-minute drive off the highway as well. As you can see, it's like a bit farmy and things like that, but it's worth it in the end. The Big 4 caravan park at Southwest Rocks is where we went, and it is also pet friendly as well. But we checked in there at around about 2:15. So we were past our check-in time because, it was after 2 o'clock, and check-in seems to be in the New South Wales area about 2, whereas in Queensland, where I'm from, most of the time they let you in about 12, but it didn't matter anyway because it took us that much time to get there. But we just found it a bit difficult when we first got into the Southwest Rocks caravan park because there was other cars parked in there, and I'll show you in a minute when my husband drives in. But it was quite difficult because he had to actually drive through the whole park first and come back out because it's a really dangerous corner that the caravan park is on. So he probably just should have driven straight past the caravan park first, but you're towing a caravan and things like that. And I thought there was going to be a little bit more room. But it was really nice. And it's very, very kid friendly there. There was a lot of people in there, like lots of families, lots of kids and things like that, which is great because, we've got kids of our own. And they've got a really great cafe there. Like when we got there, I was really hungry. Like I'd had snacks and things like that, but I was feeling like I needed a lunch. And it was past 2:00, and I was so thankful that when Derek was getting all the check-ins done, we just went to the cafe there and got some hot chips, and then I was happy. But nothing's worse than being hangry. It was really, really good. We got the hot chips there, but they've got a really good cafe. They're really nice and relaxing as well. They've got a great pool, which I didn't film. It's got like a pirate ship there, a really good swimming pool as well. The kids had a ball, but it was very late by the time we got in the pool and all that. So we just, you're just trying to make the best of it. So the kids have been in the car for so long, so we're going to the pool and giving them some time there. But this whole trip was about that. We jammed in everything into every day that we could. Plus, there was a lot of driving as well, but it was just something that we did trying. Like, we don't regret now missing out on sleep and things like that just to get as much as we could, in there, or rest. Anyway, not sleep. But, the kids had a ball. But as you can see, we're driving to the caravan park now, and we're just going to check in. We just hired a ensuite site. So basically the whole trip we got ensuite sites. If I can get them, I will. It just makes it a lot easier. 4 of us there seems to be always in the toilet. There's always showers. There's always toilets needing. But as you can see on the right-hand side here, there's a cafe in the caravan park, but it was very difficult. Like there was caravans parked there. Derek had a trailer on. He couldn't really just park out on the road, so he probably should have waited out further, but we'd had to do a loop through the caravan park, and we hadn't even checked in yet. So it was just something we had to do because we didn't have any other ways of turning around at that point. So, as you can see when we drive in, it's really nice. I didn't film a lot of things. There was a lot of children, a lot of families everywhere, and I don't really like, putting the camera in people's faces too much. So I filmed what I could. It's got like a Bear Grylls survival thing in there as well, which we didn't have time to see. We were basically there from, I think it was about 2:20 on a Sunday afternoon until 9 the next morning. So it was just, set up, which takes a while, and it was quite hot there when we were setting up. We did take an aircon with us, but the setup was really good. They had a really nice clean ensuite and things like that. And the kids had a ball. Like I said, they had a pool there. There was a games room, which I'll show you soon as well. And jumping, pillows, just all that sort of thing there. It was very kid friendly. So if you're looking for a caravan park, that's a nice one. And I'll show you now what we picked up, which they did get a big pillow from the Coffs Harbour as well, like a squishy pillow thing. But I got these banana lollipops, and they are amazing. They are the best tasting lollipop I think I've ever had. So we watched them make these boiled lollies at the lolly shop, and it was absolutely amazing. Such hard work was put into making those boiled lollies. I could not believe it. It was really lovely to watch. So we bought like some Halloween ones and some other boiled ones as well. So we had fun there. So this is like the entertainment area at the Southwest Rocks as well. They've got like kitchens, all that sort of thing as well. But the games room was a goer with the kids. We did spend a fair bit of money at all the games rooms, but, they had fun, and that's all that counts, I guess, as well. Hi everyone, it's the next day now. I didn't get to film last night because we were just so flat out. We didn't actually check into Southwest Rocks until nearly 3 o'clock before we could put the caravan up. So it was a long drive all day, and yeah, got here at 3, had to put the caravan up, which takes about an hour or less, and then went and got some dinner, which was, what did we have for dinner?
A chicken?
Oh no, we went to IGA and got a hot chicken, and I got like a spinach pie for me, and then we cooked that, so there was just no time left in the day, and we all got a good night's sleep, so that's good. So we're actually leaving Southwest Rocks now, and we are off to Sydney. So it's going to be a long drive, it's probably another 5 or so hours. If we stop, it's going to be more, of course, which we will stop. And yeah, so today's another long journey. We probably won't even get there till 3 o'clock. So we're going in 2 different time zones here. Queensland, I don't want to go by Queensland time because we're in New South Wales now. But a lot of people in the family here want to argue the point and want to follow the Queensland time. So we are going to go by New South Wales time today, a lot easier. And yeah, and we'll probably get there at about 3-4 o'clock their time, New South Wales time. So I'll take you along today and show you what we get up to. So at this point we're getting close to Gosford. I always find this the longest time between now and getting in like to the Sydney area. So originally what we were going to do was I was going to book a motel at Maitland. I think it was Maitland, which is just near Newcastle. So we would have a break and the next morning get through Sydney. But Derek said that he was happy just to drive that extra 2 hours to get through Sydney and all that sort of thing. He didn't want to he didn't want to stay in a motel that night. But if I had my time again, I definitely would. We'd driven like 6 hours, maybe more, with stops and things like that. And by the time we got to like Hornsby and things like that, it was like peak hour traffic. And we had a caravan on. It was quite stressful because we'd already been in the car for so long as well. Even though we had heaps of stops, I love the fact that the whole New South Wales road has got so many stopping, like, and toilet breaks and things like that. Unlike what Queensland has got, we don't have that many, but I love the fact that they've got that. So we had plenty of stops, plenty of food breaks and all that sort of thing. That's probably why we took so long to get there. But yeah, it's just peak hour after you've driven that long with a caravan on and trying to look for the caravan park that you're staying at. So we managed to get there. It was actually quite, we're looking at, I think it was like 4 o'clock, maybe earlier, when we got to Narrabeen. We'd never been to Narrabeen before, like we've been to Manly and things. So this is where we stayed, was the Sydney Lakeside Caravan Park in Narrabeen. It was great. Absolutely loved it. So much room. You didn't feel like you were cramped in like other caravan parks, and they have the most beautiful pine trees you've ever seen. I love pine trees because I'm from Sydney and I was always brought up with having pine trees around me and things like that. Now in Queensland we've got palm trees just everywhere. So I loved seeing these again. And we were driving through just looking for the place where we were staying, which was pretty close to the water. Like we could sort of see the water as well, which we were happy about. And we were close to amenities and all that. Even though we had a toilet, we were close to the games room for the kids, so they were able to just get on their scooter and go down there. And we were also very close to the laundry, and I was so happy about that because it was, we needed to be close to the laundry. Anyway, so I was just putting up my window then, not believing how cold it was. It was absolutely bitter when we got into Narrabeen that afternoon. Oh my gosh, I got out of the car and got into the caravan to set it up, and I had the worst headache, like your eyes, your ears are aching, and I thought, oh no. So the kids and we went down to the games room and had a look, but it was absolutely bitter, and we hadn't taken many jumpers or anything. I didn't listen to my mum about taking warm clothes. I took some for the kids, of course, and all that, but just not for myself, not realising how cold it was and looking forward to the cold at the same time. And Narrabeen Caravan Park's got lots of bunny rabbits at it, so you will see me film a lot of them, and it was just like a fairy tale book. It was really sweet. So it's Tuesday now, and we basically woke up and we're taking the kids to Taronga Zoo. It was quite tiring today to do that because, we got in late last night and things like that, had to set up the caravan, and we were all pretty tired, but we had to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had time any other time this week to have done it because every day is allocated. On this trip, we only got 5 days in Sydney, and basically Monday's already gone because you got in, 3-4 o'clock and set up. So there was 4 days left just to jam in as much as we could. So today had to be possible to go to Taronga Zoo, even though I just would have loved to have slept in. I really would have, but I definitely pushed myself to get up this morning and take the kids there because this is why we've come to Sydney. So, it was great, and we had a big morning there and things like that. We're all very, very tired, but it was such a wonderful experience to take them. So come along with me today and I'll show you all the beautiful animals and the spectacular sights that Taronga Zoo, Sydney have. we've been to Taronga Zoo a few times now. When I was younger and I used to live in Sydney, I'd been there a few times on excursions and things, and we went there about 8 years ago. My son was 1 and I was pushing a pram up and down Taronga Zoo. Now I don't feel as fit, believe me. It was a long walk all the way down to the bottom. But it's so well worth it. If you haven't been to Taronga Zoo, you have to make the effort to try and get there, because it is a magnificent place, and it would have to be one of my favourite places ever. Like the scenery there, it's also so beautiful and peaceful. There's a lot of room. You don't feel like you're crowded. You feel like there's lots of little spots where you can go and relax. And if you need to sit down and take a break from the walking, you can do so and just prolong the day. They do also have a train now at Taronga, so you can go on that and just have a good look around. We didn't actually get to, we just walked everywhere. It did take us probably a good 3.5 hours to do it, but you can take a lot longer. There's no one rushing you or anything like that. We didn't actually go on any of the tours, we didn't see any of the shows. Last time we went to all the seal shows and we went to all that, but this time we just didn't do that. We just basically just took our own time and did it that way and just looked at all the animals. The kids absolutely loved it, and it's a magnificent place. And honestly, the views there, I can't even explain it. They are absolutely breathtaking. As soon as you walk down, you see the harbour bridge and the water and all that. Like, those giraffes have got the best view ever. So I loved it so much, and it's something that you take with you for the rest of your life. I think it's a very special place. And the entrance fee to Taronga Zoo is really good, and it always has been. I think we paid about $140 for the day for the 4 of us, which is absolutely amazing. Where I live, we could pay $150 to just go into something small that's really not worth $150. Do you know what I mean? It's so amazing, the price of it. And I know they have yearly passes and things like that. The experience that you get for that much money, it's so worth it. So let's go along and have a look at the rest of the animals. I've got the hippo to show you and also the seals. took a backpack of food with us and drinks and things, but we did stop into the cafe and get like a croissant and sausage rolls and things as well, just to have a nibble on. But by the end of it, we were pretty hungry. So we stopped in at Hungry Jack's on the way back from Taronga Zoo. And now we're just heading back to Narrabeen to have a bit of an afternoon break, basically, is what a well-deserved break is what it is. And we had some really nice Hungry Jack's burgers and a milkshake. But then my son sculled the milkshake in the car on the way back to Narrabeen, and he had pains in the stomach, and you know what happens when you just drink too much milk or milkshake and you get bloated. So he wasn't feeling the best on the way back. And we didn't have a lot of plans that night. I think we had to stop in the next day to Woolworths and get some food and things like that. But we were just going to be cooking our own dinner tonight and all that. So once we got back, we had the cutest little bunny rabbits and ducks. Honestly, it was just like a fairy tale. Like the ducks are like following the bunny rabbit around, and the ducks were telling me that they wanted water. And it was really funny. They were like hitting the tap and they were begging for water. So I sort of turned on the tap so it would drip so they would have something. And little rabbit was just so funny. I do have a picture somewhere of the rabbit standing up on his hind legs, just like begging for breakfast one morning. And yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, obviously they would have diseases and things like that. So you wouldn't touch the rabbits there. But they are just in plagues at the Narrabeen Caravan Park. I thought they were pets at first. But how gorgeous are these ducks just drinking out of the water? And there's some little tiny bunny rabbits, like little ones with white, like cotton ball tails. Like they are really, really cute, which I've never seen before. And I didn't know that they had rabbits there. I honestly just thought they were pets when we first turned up, or someone had taken one to a caravan park. But they're just everywhere. You just can't walk around the caravan park without seeing them. So we went up to the headland of Narrabeen there, and it's absolutely beautiful. It was very sort of dreary some of the time we were in Sydney. We were very lucky to have a nice day at Taronga Zoo that day, but most of the time it rained and it sort of looked like that. But I love looking at the headlands and the ocean. It was just a spectacular view. Hi everyone, today is Tuesday and we got in yesterday afternoon really late, like around 3 o'clock, so I didn't film anything, and it was blowing a gale and it was so cold and icy. So I've just had a shower now because we've had a really big day. Yeah, last night when we got in, we just packed, put the caravan up and all that sort of thing to settle in, and then it was just so cold, and I didn't bring hardly any jumpers, only like one each, because I thought, you know, Sydney was getting like really hot weather the other day, like 40s and things like that, so I didn't pack any, and so I had only a jumper each, and it has been bitter. Last night it was like blowing a gale here, and the wind was just hammering against the caravan. Like, it was quite scary, but the caravan held up fine, and there's people in tents and things here anyway, so I can't complain. But yeah, so we had a really good day today. We woke up early and we headed out to Taronga Zoo, and you'll see the videos, and it was such a great day, but it was so miserable and cold. I'm glad it wasn't hot anyway. So we did it, and because we've really got a set time frame here, we don't have 3 days to just have a break or anything like that, because we've only got like 5 nights. We're actually in the Narrabeen Caravan Park in Sydney, and we really like it here. It's really nice. I really like Narrabeen. I've never really seen this side of like the northern beaches and things, but it's really pretty. I have a really nice feeling for Narrabeen, and the caravan park is really good. It's really big. We're on the water. We're right next to the laundry, the kitchen, and all that sort of thing. And it's just really fun. The kids have been spending a little bit of money at the games room, of course, and I've just had a shower. That's why I've got no makeup on. My hair's slightly wet, and I had to go down the shop today after we got back from the zoo and look for a jumper, so I ended up with this one. It's just like a sloppy Joe, and this is the only one I could find, and it was in like a tobacconist shop, like a souvenir shop, but it's pretty cool. It's nice and warm, and it's from Narrabeen, so I've got a jumper from Narrabeen. But I didn't really need to buy it, because when I get back up to Queensland, it's going to be super hot again, so it will be put away for next year probably. So yeah, other than that, we're just yeah, it's already getting late here because we're on daylight saving time, so it's already 8 o'clock. And we're heading out tomorrow to Cronulla. That's where I'm from, and we're going to stay the night in a motel out there, and it's really nice. I love Cronulla, so we're going to South Cronulla, and I'll film heaps because that was where I was born and bred, and take the kids. And I was hoping to go for a swim, but it's too cold, and if you live in Sydney, you know that it's been a little bit of a cold snap in the last week. So hopefully we just have a good night's sleep tonight and get up tomorrow and get set to go to Cronulla. I have some family to visit on Thursday. I'll get back on here tomorrow morning and talk to you then. Okay, bye, see you tomorrow. Hi everyone, today is Wednesday morning. We went to the zoo yesterday, like I said. It was a really big day. We went to Woolies at Narrabeen and got some food and all that sort of thing. We really haven't done much else. I'm just trying to put my lipstick on at the moment because we're going out today. We're going, so today we're off to Cronulla. If you know Sydney, then you'll know Cronulla. I was born in Cronulla, and we're going to take the kids out there and stay the night in a motel and just look around. I was hoping to take the kids to like the rock pools and things like that, but it's just not going to happen today, I don't think. It is raining. It is the worst weather. It's like cold, miserable and wet. Thinking of even doing a little bit of op shopping today because we don't have any jumpers. We've got a jumper each, but it's raining, and if we get wet we've got nothing else. So I'm going to go to some of the op shops around and see what I can pick up. Just a couple of cheap jumpers. I did pick up a Narrabeen jumper yesterday from like a tobacconist because I was freezing. And you ready, what, darling? Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And my son has just brought back some bacon that they've cooked on the kitchen barbecue.
We have bacon!
So yeah, we're off to Cronulla. I'll show you around, show you where I come from, and we're going to stay there the night and just sort of have, hopefully today, just have a bit of a relaxing day. We've got like, I think it's an hour-and-a-half drive from Narrabeen to Cronulla. So that's why I wanted to stay the night, because I just thought we've just done so much driving. I don't want to do like a 3-hour trip today, there and back. So we're going to stay out there and just relax, get some takeaway, relax, stay in a motel. The caravan's been good. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but it's been really good. We love our caravan. It's a little bit cold, but at the moment, so yeah, a bit of a night in a motel I think is going to be nice for everyone, and come back nice and refreshed tomorrow. And then we might do, actually I've got family to drop in to see tomorrow. But yeah, we've got a drive. We're going to take the kids under the bridge today, under the harbour, and then hopefully over the harbour tomorrow, so they get to see all that. And yeah, just a chill today, hopefully. Obviously not chill like chill, but it is cold enough to feel like that. We're from Queensland and we just get such hot temperatures, so when we get cold weather we do feel the cold a bit, but I'm loving it. I'm not going to complain about the cold. It's so nice to not have to feel like you have to put air conditioners on and be sweltering all day and not know what clothes to wear. But I know Sydney's been pretty unpredictable lately with the weather, so it was hard to sort of pack for it, so I didn't bring a lot of winter clothes. But as you can hear, it's raining out there. We've got some cleaning up to do in here. I'll turn you around and show you. So yeah, bits of cleaning up. The kitchen's a bit of a mess. Our tap had to get fixed last night. Derek had to fix that. It was dripping. But yeah, I've just got our bacon and eggs on the table and all that sort of thing. But I'll show you what it's like out here. I've got my little lamp. I absolutely love this little lamp. It is so cozy at night time. Haven't got it plugged in. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with today. It's just miserable and wet. And Derek and my son have just gone to the barbecue to cook some bacon and eggs, which I've got the bacon here, which I have the bacon here, which I could start eating if I wanted to, because I am pretty hungry. Yesterday we didn't really buy anything from Taronga Zoo. I think we got like a croissant and a sausage roll to share, sort of thing. And we just went to Hungry Jack's and then came home. But it didn't rain. It was just drizzling. Actually didn't rain at the zoo at all. It rained when we got home. We had a great time at the zoo. It was a really nice day. So we're just hoping to, I don't know, just have, like I said, that downtime today. We haven't sort of stopped since Saturday. We left Saturday. Today's Wednesday. So just have the downtime today and just sort of just drive around. I might even drop into the Sharks Football League, the Sharks merchandise shop. So I want to have a look at there and maybe pick up something. The kids won't like that. I'm from Cronulla, so I have to go for the Sharks. And it's born and bred in me to go for the Sharks football team. I was born in Sutherland, so definitely have to go check out the Sharks merchandise shop. But I come from Cronulla, football, all that sort of, like, back then it was all Cronulla Sharks where I was from. So yeah, so we've actually done so much washing. I've got the laundry just here, like just in walking distance, probably about 10 steps. 10 steps to the laundry. It's really good, and I've just been doing loads of washing because it's so wet I can't hang it up. I've got a clothesline that I bought, haven't been able to use it, so I don't want to just have wet washing everywhere. So it's really cheap actually. It's only $4 a load, which is good. Most places is $5, and it's $1 for 15 minutes, so really good. And plus it dries in like about half an hour to 40 minutes anyway, so pretty good. So I'm trying to keep up with the washing there, because like I said, kids have got one jumper, one pair of trackies, and you know what kids are like, they're filthy within about 15 minutes. So I'm going to drop in to, I think it's St. Vinny's. I think there's an Anglican shop there. There might be a Lifeline, I don't know. And I'm just going to see what I can pick up. Anyway, breakfast is coming, so I'm going to go and have that, and I'll take you around for the day and show you what we get up to. So we are finally in Cronulla and I'm so excited. We've done so much driving that day. Like, geez, on top of everything else as well. It hasn't changed that much since I've been younger. Like, I moved out when I was about 11 years old. A lot of it's still the same. Obviously, there wasn't high rises and things back then. But so much is still the same in Cronulla that I absolutely love, like the old houses still, the old brick houses. It's just, after going back, I've gone back a lot of times over the years, but it just hasn't changed that much to me. You know, when I was younger, we had the plaza there, which I'll show you soon. Like, they've got an outdoor plaza where you've got shops and things. But I know a lot has changed, but a lot hasn't. So it just, you know, this place is really dear to me. I've always loved Cronulla and, you know, it's just, you know, obviously where I'm from. So we basically got here and we've got time to spare again because they're not going to check us in until 2 o'clock. And we left quite early. Well, not early. We knew it was 2 o'clock, but, you know, we've got a few hours of wasting now. So we're going to drive out to where I'm from, where my street was, and show the kids and all that sort of thing. And then hopefully it will calm down the rain and we'll go and have a look at the plaza. I didn't film anything in the plaza there, but we just walked around. So all this part here, like this train station at Sydney in Cronulla and all that sort of thing, is the same. My dad used to have a studio just down this street over here, and it was, you know, just behind my school and everything. So, you know, it's just so many memories. My mum used to walk me all along this road here to home and back every day from school. Like, we didn't have much of a car back then. Like, our car would break down a lot and my mum just loved walking anyway. So my mum would walk me every single day to school and back. So this is Shelley Beach and this is basically where I'm from. I lived around the corner from here and this is where my mum and dad used to take me swimming and we'd go to the beach a lot and all that. And we did stop here and it was so cold. It was like freezing. Over here there used to be a little shop on the corner which there is now like a cafe, and I remember going through there when I was younger and playing on skateboards and things with my neighbours like back in the day. And up here is where I used to live, and it's just so good to be able to take the kids back. Not as if the kids are really that interested, you know. It's like, oh yeah, mum, same old story again. But I lived up the top of this street near the corner. They pulled my house down a long time ago, like basically after we moved out. So it's never been there since, unfortunately. And and this street was so beautiful. Like, all the people in there were so kind and loving, and I was so good friends with all my neighbours. And you'd have like little Christmas parties in the street, and you'd bring things. And we're going to be driving down to Oak Park and Shelley Beach and having a look there. But you can see how cold the day was. It was just so cold, and while I was trying to film, my hands were shaking. You know, like Sydney weather, it's hard to explain, but it is very cold there. You know, like I always remember always having, you know, really warm uniforms on when I was going to school, and stockings and tights and all that sort of thing. So it was very, very cold. And we just managed to go down to the bottom here where the pavilion is. These have been here forever, these pavilions. They got showers and toilets in them. And I just love how old they are. So that's the Shelley Beach pool. And that's where I basically used to do all my swimming and family time at the beach and with my neighbours. So we're also cold and hungry at this point that Derek just basically took a tube of Vegemite out of the car and a loaf of bread, and we didn't have butter or anything, and that's basically what we ate. The kids had a bag of chips because they wouldn't want to eat that, obviously. That's what they're like. Like, the kids just won't eat anything like us adults do. And you can tell just how cold it was, and we were just like sort of rugging up in this pavilion, shivering and just eating a Vegemite sandwich. But later on we went to the bakery and all that. But yeah, it was beautiful. I just wish it was a better day, but we were really lucky because we did get some nice weather on the last day. But it was just really good to just look around and look at all the little rock pools and things that I used to go and play in when I was younger. And, you know, this pathway through the park here hasn't changed too much. The park has, because we didn't used to have these elaborate parks like we do now. It was just like a climbing thing, which probably wasn't very safety, wasn't very safe back then. Nowadays it's a lot different, but we'd have like an older swing and an old seesaw and things like that I used to be on. So at this point now, we're just going up to the plaza to see if we can just waste some time and have a little look at the shops and all that sort of thing until we can check in. We still had like a lot of time to waste. And so we basically tried to look for some parking and all that sort of thing, drove through the plaza, which you'll see in a minute. See, it's like basically an outdoor shop area. This hasn't changed too much. Obviously, the shops have, like there's Time Zone, which we did take the kids to one night. The kids didn't miss out on much, but there's usually not much parking in here because this is just the easiest place to go and park. They do have like a car parking area underneath and all that, but they've got like a little Woolies and all that, which is different to what it used to be. I think we used to have like a Franklin's and a Fleming's back then. And, I think they've even got the same little bakery up the end that they normally did have, but I didn't go too far up to the end because they were doing renovations and things. So we just parked around the corner here and we got some pies and that. And the kids went to a barber. We just stopped in the barber randomly, and I think they were called the Barber Brothers in Cronulla, and they are amazing. I could not recommend them more. They were really nice guys, and they cut the kids' hair really good. The kids enjoyed their time there. So we headed up to the top where like a North Cronulla there, just have a look at the headland, and it's always just so beautiful here. So we're off to Gunnedah here, and as you can see on the right-hand side of the little brick building, that is a health clinic, and my mum used to take me and my brother to that, like for weigh-ins and all that sort of thing when we were babies. So that's how, like, it hasn't changed that much. So just looking for a park here so we can go for a bit of a walk down and have a look at the water and the wharf and all that sort of thing, and show the kids where the ferry leaves and all that. I absolutely used to love this place. It's just down the road from where I used to go to school. So I'm very familiar with this place, and we used to come here and go on excursions and all that. So it's still drizzly and raining and wet, but we still had so much more time to waste as well. at Oak Park at the moment, just doing a toilet stop. And as you can see, I've got rain on the lens, which I didn't even look to see. So I'm sorry about that. It is quite annoying because it's such a beautiful view, even though it's still drizzly and raining. We obviously just went to Gunnamatta Bay and spent a bit of time there and went for a bit of a walk. And we're just looking at the Oak Park rock pool. So I basically lived in between the street, of Shelley Beach and Oak Park, and both sides had rock pools in them. And so I absolutely love that Sydney's got rock pools. It's absolutely beautiful. So this is where Derek and the kids want to go tomorrow morning for a swim. I'm not going to go, but I'm hoping it's going to be a bit better weather than this. But as you can see, it's very high tide. So I'm going to take you back to the motel now and show you what I picked up from the op shop. I did do a little bit of a trip and got a couple of jumpers. I only stopped into St. Vinny's, but we finally got to check into the motel, which we have been to before, and we ended up getting a bit of an upgrade. I didn't actually film the motel because we just had stuff everywhere. They ended up giving us a room with a bath. It was supposed to be a spa, but the spa didn't work. So let's have a look at what I picked up from St. Vinny's. I ended up with this Levi's jumper. And it was actually really good quality. It looks like it has never been used, but the jumpers were $15 each. So I only bought 2 jumpers. I didn't need any more. And I ended up with a rip curl jumper as well. So I'm really happy that I had a few jumpers to get me through. So that night we headed out to dinner and we had a noodle dish, and the kids had a chicken burger, I think it was, from Cocky Lockie's. Actually, one of my sons had chips and the other one had a steak burger, I think, or something like that. So we had that, and it was a really nice evening. So the next morning, we, just like we promised, took the kids back down to Oak Park for a swim. And this was the first day that I'd seen sunlight. So I was so happy before I left Cronulla that I actually saw some sun. I know there's clouds there, but it was actually a really nice day. And as you can see, the water is just spectacular. And it's always been like this. It's so gorgeous and crystal clear that, surprisingly, it was just like ice as well. It's just such a beautiful life. So Derek jumped in first, the kids went in after, and I just filmed. I wasn't going to get in there at all. It was just way too cold. And plus, I was getting ready to go and see family as well that morning, which we were really sort of rushed. We sort of got up and 8 o'clock came down to Oak Park, went for a swim, and then we had to get back to the unit or back to the motel to organise it to leave by 10. But I'm so glad the kids got to experience swimming in a rock pool, because I was hoping we would have done this a lot more. I was really hoping that we would have been swimming every day, but the weather just wasn't that great. And as you can see, as we're heading up to Oak Park, parking lot, the sun was out, and it was just beautiful to have a little bit of sunshine while we were down in Sydney. And we're leaving that morning, which is always sad because I never want to leave Cronulla. I just love it, and it's always going to be my special place. The kids really enjoyed it, and Derek enjoyed it too. So we were now going to make our way out of the motel and to a place in Campsie. We ended up getting some Krispy Kremes from the service station after begging Derek for them. The kids were like, please, can I have them, Dad? And he's like, no. But he came out with them anyway, which I knew he would have. And that was really nice. I ended up going to a florist to get some beautiful flowers. And this is Campsie here. This is where my family live. And I was so excited to see them because I hadn't seen them in such a long time. And it was really lovely to have caught up with them after all these years. So now we're making our way back to Narrabeen again, which I feel like we hadn't spent much time there at all. It was just a stopping bay, but it was really good to have the caravan there. We left the caravan at Narrabeen for the night, so we didn't have to bring it into the city, which we were definitely not going to do anyway. So at first we were a little bit concerned how it was going to be out there by itself without us there, but it was obviously well looked after, and it's just a great caravan park anyway. So we're making our way back there again because we only had one more day left to spare, and tomorrow was going to be another big day, and we needed some rest that evening again. So off we go. We didn't end up going under the bridge. Derek ended up taking a different turn, I think, because we were coming from Campsie, and We didn't end up going under the bridge. So we went over the bridge, which was great anyway, because I love going over the bridge. We've been under the tunnel a lot. I'd rather go over the bridge than under the tunnel. And I was amazed by this big IMAX building. Like, it was just like, I don't know, it just felt like it was out of this universe. So we're back at the Narrabeen Caravan Park, and Derek did a little bit of fishing with the boys just in the lake behind the caravan park here. Basically, it's on the water, and the sunsets are beautiful here. I love having a caravan park where you're on the water as well. Look at that, it's just magnificent. And we just had a bit of an easy night. We did end up cooking dinner. I think we had chicken schnitzels that night because we were just sick of takeaway. We'd had it so much. So really nice evening, and we're going to see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone. Derek's just gone to the little coffee shop here at Narrabeen Caravan Park and picked me up a hot chocolate, and he got a coffee. We've got some exciting places to go today. We are off to Luna Park, which I'm so excited to take the kids to. Goodbye Narrabeen and goodbye Sydney. We had such a wonderful time. So basically here we're making our way now on another long trip down to Nambucca Heads. We've stayed there before a few times. It's just probably a good stopping bay. We were just going to stay the one night, and this is us driving through like the town now, but we've decided to stay 2 nights there because we've just done so much driving. So we need a 2-night break, and it's better when you set the caravan up for 2 nights rather than one because it's a lot of work. So we're spending 2 nights here and hopefully get a little bit of fishing done, a lot of swimming, relaxing. But when we first arrived, it doesn't really look like it at the moment. It's very cloudy, but there was a massive storm while we were trying to set the caravan up. And everyone was sort of standing there just sort of staring at us. I felt like in the caravan park, it was just like thunder, lightning and, torrential rain. And we're trying to work with the rain and the caravan because it's Jayco pop top and you've got to work really quickly when it starts raining because you don't want to get the inside of the caravan wet. So, and then basically it was okay after that. So this is actually a beautiful spot here as you're going down to the bottom of, the bottom of Nambucca. I love this like rainforesty. It's really quite beautiful, but it's a really pretty place here. And we've got like little fish and chip shops down here and things like that. It's a nice little spot just down the bottom, but we're basically just making our way to the caravan park and to set up. And I'll show you the sights of Nambucca Heads. That night's dinner was a funny one. We had so many cans still in the caravan, which are quite heavy to cart around after a while, but we've got a pretty well-stocked pantry underneath. in the cupboard, and we just thought we had all this sort of food, so why go out and buy some? We had a really nice chili, the stag chili beef, which was really good. I've also got like a braised steak and onions there, and those little canned frankfurts as well. And I've cooked just a rice, like a Ben's rice, which was already cooked. I just had to warm it up, and I'm just sort of trying to separate the sausages from the braised steak there. But I've got some wraps that I'm putting in the oven here on the little grill, and we're just going to have, I'm going to have the chili stag in the wrap with a bit of maybe some cheese on it or something like that. So just trying to make use of what the foods we had. And the next day we went to this beautiful little, it's like an estuary, I guess, but it's really close to the ocean, and it was so beautiful. We went for a really nice swim. It's still pretty cold, but not as cold as Sydney's water. But we loved it here. It was so good. We probably spent an hour just relaxing and swimming here. It's a pretty popular little beach. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but every time we drove past it, even up until late afternoon, it was pretty crowded with people. But as you can see, that's the other side of it, and that's the ocean. It was just absolutely magnificent. They've got some beautiful views at Nambucca, and this is another little spot where the fish and chip shop is down the bottom there. They've just got a nice little place. I don't know if you can fish there or not, but it looks like a good little fishing spot. We didn't do that much fishing. We tried to, but I think everyone was just too tired. But really loved all these beautiful views of Nambucca, and we spent 2 nights here, and we were really happy that we did. Even though we've seen it before, we had a really good look around this time. So we had a pretty busy day on the last day. We basically went to the beach, went for a swim, came back. We took the kids to the pool at the caravan park where we're staying there. Had a beautiful pool with a slide in it. It was actually a really big pool, and it accommodated everyone, so it was really good. We also went out to the shops. We just did a lot that day. But we had a wonderful 11-day trip. This was basically it after Nambucca. We did actually go back and stay with my mother-in-law for a night on the Northern Rivers, but we sort of stopped our holiday. As of now, 11 days was what we were hoping for, and we covered everything. So we're so happy and grateful that we had a lovely time, and we had the joys of enjoying a lot of different weather as well, the cold, the warm, the rain, and it's all beautiful. So thanks everyone for watching today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon for my next videos. Thanks everyone. Bye.